The Book of Mormon is a vast and epic story that spans hundreds of years on 2 continents, while detailing the rise and fall of unique, previously unheard of civilizations. Which may lead you to wonder, is there any archaeological evidence for the Book of Mormon? To begin looking for archaeological evidence, you have to know where to look. And to know where to look for evidence of the Book of Mormon, it's best to go back to the text itself. If you read the book of 1 Nephi, you'll notice that as Nephi's family journeyed south out of Jerusalem, they named valleys, rivers, and seas along the coast of Arabia. But there was one place he mentioned that was different. When Ishmael died, Nephi wrote that he was buried in the place that was called Nahom. Not only did Nephi imply that this location already had a name, but he gave details about where it could be found. So, if you followed Nephi's journey into southwestern Arabia on a map, you'd find the best location for the evidence you're looking for. In the 18th century, scholars actually recorded the location called Nehem or Nahem on maps of the Arabian Peninsula. Now here's the thing. It appears that no one noticed these maps or drew any connection between them and the Book of Mormon until the 1970s. But it was still hard to know whether or not the Nehem from the maps was the same place as Nephi's Nahom, until 1997, when a team of German archaeologists found an ancient altar in southwestern Arabia with the name of a local tribal region inscribed on its side. That name? Nehem. This altar, which dates back to about 800 BC, predates Nephi's time period of about 600 BC, and its location is exactly where you'd expect it to be. It's important to note that in ancient Southern Arabian languages, the vowels were left unwritten, so the inscription simply reads NHM. This requires speakers of English to add the vowels later, hence the difference between Nahom in the Book of Mormon, Nehem on the maps, or Nihim on the altar. Another interesting aspect of the name Nahom is that it sounds similar to the Hebrew word for morning, nicham. This would explain why Nephi wrote that the daughters of Ishmael did mourn, nicham, exceedingly at the place of their father's burial, Nahom. Biblical authors often utilized puns and wordplay in their writings. Here, Nephi appears to have made a pun of his own, which is consistent with ancient Israelite literary tradition. Additionally, Nehem was one of the largest burial areas in ancient southwestern Arabia, making it a natural location for Ishmael's burial. But on top of all of these correlations, there's another way of verifying that the Nahom in the Book of Mormon is the same as the Nehem region of southern Arabia. In 1 Nephi 17, Nephi wrote that his family did travel nearly eastward from Nahom until they reached a place they called Bountiful, where Nephi constructed his ship. Amazingly, due east of Nahom is a place that matches Nephi's description of Bountiful. If there were only 1 or 2 of these elements, they could be written off as a coincidence. Skeptics might be able to say that Joseph Smith just got lucky by picking the letters NHM as the name of his fictional burial place. However, when multiple elements combine and converge, they make it nearly impossible that this is just a coincidence. It's not just the name, or the location, or the relative position of Bountiful, or the wordplay, or the chronology. It's all of these combined together that show Nahom is archaeological evidence for the Book of Mormon.